shit, that was intense. Oh my god. Finally, our new boat will get in the water in just a couple of days. But before we get thrown in the water and hopefully float, we got like a lot of like small and big projects that we just need to finish and need to take care of before we get in the water. So the harbor master actually just moved our boat yesterday down to a new spot right next to the water here. So they are ready to plop us in a couple of days. And now I just got here and today it's raining and have a look at this. Yeah, that's a pretty good leak from this hatch here in the salon. At least the pillow here has caught everything. There's no water anywhere else, and I've seen no water in the bilge. So at least that's something. Now, we haven't seen a leak from this hatch before. So what I'm thinking is, like, because we got moved, now we are kind of leaning a bit more in a different direction, I guess. Perhaps that's how the water is now finding this way in. But I think I need to have a look at this. And then I think we need to put hatch replacement on the long to-do list. Okay, so I mean, I didn't quite see any place in particular that was like clear and obvious. Okay, here the caulk or something is gone or whatever. It looked pretty solid and I didn't see any signs of the leak. What I did notice was that the hatch was not like shut tight. So I mean, it's definitely a very old hatch, that's for sure. So you see, you have these kind of knobs to tighten, and basically they were just like this, kind of, it was closed but they were not screwed in tight. And now I did have this hatch open like last week, I think, and so it is quite possible that I just forgot to close it shut and that's why it's leaking. At least we can hope that's the reason. I mean, it's pretty stupid of me, but that would be better than the alternative, I guess. So I'll monitor it over the next over the next days. Okay, it's raining really hard again now, and we're still leaking up here. But I'm pretty sure I figured out where the water is coming in now. Perhaps you can even see the water start to run down right up there. So it's basically between the actual window and like this frame, I guess. And I think the caulk it's just completely gone, at least over here. And of course, we are promised a lot of rain over the next few days until we get put in the water. So I need to figure out like a temporary solution. Probably it'll be to like just cover the hatch with some small tarp or something like that. Right, so I guess the caulk on the outside of the window in that corner is completely gone. And I guess the rest of the way around, it's still there, but it's, you know, not in great shape. So the temporary solution became duct tape. I just taped over that whole corner. So hopefully like that can keep the water out for a little while, and then we can do a re-caulking project, hopefully very soon. In the last video, we replaced our batteries with new lithium batteries, and that is working great. But of course, we ran a lot of new big cables. So I want to tidy that up a little bit and label things a little bit more and, you know, make it look nice, make some space, and so that the cables are not flogging about. So now it's looking a lot better. Everything is labeled and kind of staying in place really. Today is a tough one. So the baby captain has been sick for like a week, which means he hasn't really slept well for a week, meaning that we haven't really slept well for a week. And now I'm getting pretty sick as well. We're of course stressing a little bit, getting the boat ready to launch. Sally banged up her toe and like it might be broken, so she's just humping around. But we launch tomorrow. So here we are, we have to get some work done before we get put in the water. And the main job we got on the list is anti-fouling, so painting the bottom. And here it might get perhaps a little bit controversial because we're not doing like a full scrape down and repainting and priming and the whole thing. We are going to just spot paint it basically. So the bottom of the boat looks like alright. It was, I think, last painted probably 8 months ago where it had the big trip, I guess. So I'm thinking just going over all the spots where I can see that it needs a new layer, perhaps the whole waterline, and that's gonna be it. And I think if you're like sailing in the tropics or something, that this might sound insane, but we're sailing here in Denmark and we don't get like that much growth on the bottom, and like, I mean, I guess like the bottom paint can last a little bit longer. And there's like two factors in that. It's just time. I mean, we would like to paint it all, but just time. I mean, we can't do it before tomorrow. And the second one is actually temperature, because you gotta have like the right temperature. I think it's like around 5 or 10 degrees Celsius it should be before you do the painting. And I mean, it might be a couple of weeks or more before we get those kind of temperatures here in Denmark, and we want to launch now. But actually today is like a sunny day and it might reach 9 degrees, so today's the day. Okay, so new problem. As I was just about to begin scraping that bottom, I had a talk with the harbor master and he informed me that we are not going to splash tomorrow. So they had some kind of accident here in the marina, like they're doing some dredging, and then somehow they spilled a load of sand all over the the place where they dropped the boats in, so they can't. And it'll take a while to remove all of it again. So it looks like now we'll have to wait 1 more week before we get dropped in the water. But yeah, I guess that's life with a boat. The plans just change. And well, there's nothing really we can do about it. Just have to wait 1 more week. Awesome. Now I'm gonna add a second layer of the anti-fouling, but I might have to wait until tomorrow because again it is pretty cold, so like the drying times are just longer. So I'll probably have to wait until tomorrow, but we still need something to do in the meantime. And I'm thinking we could expand a little bit on our electrical setup, because in the last video we upgraded the batteries to a lot of lithium capacity, which is awesome. But the DC panel is pretty old, and yeah, but I don't want to quite mess with that whole thing yet. I mean, if we start messing with all those old wires in there, we're gonna have to replace most of it. So I got this. I guess it's like a fuse box. So the idea is we get power from the bus bar to this guy, and then there are fuses built in, and we can run electricity to whatever we want. And if it's something that kind of has to be on all the time anyways, awesome. Things like these guys. So this is a USB-C outlet, and basically we want a few of these kind of around the boat. So one somewhere here in the salon, for example, so you can easily charge your phone. And I mean, this guy is a power delivery 100 watt outlet. So, I mean, that could charge my computer, and that would mean we wouldn't have to run an inverter to charge a computer, which would be pretty good. Okay, so check this out. I've installed the fuse box right there, and it's kind of just next to the bus bar, so that is pretty handy. On the left there, USB salon, and on the right, USB nav. And if you can excuse the mess, we can have a look at the USB in this alarm. So I decided to put it down here next to the outlet, as that was the least kind of invasive place I could find where there was already some installation. And installed one right there at the nav station. So if I'm kind of sitting here working, can charge the laptop with 100 watts while at anchor. But I feel like we need to test if it actually delivers 100 watt or can deliver 100 watt, because I've seen kind of mixed reviews of these types of things, and maybe it's only at 24 volt that it can deliver this. And yeah, so let's do a test. Okay, so when I charge my MacBook here from AC power, I use this giant brick here, and it is 67 watts. So I mean, if we can get that or more, I mean, that would be pretty great, because that's all we really need. All right, so we'll connect the cable and then we'll see what happens in the MacBook, but also here in the Victron shunt, and then we can compare. In the MacBook, you can see here connected, wattage 100, but that might mean that it can do up to 100. So I think it's more accurate having a look here. And we're doing 50, 60 watts. Just before it was 70 watts. But I guess it also can depend on, I guess, the state of charge of the battery itself. Now we have 79% here on the MacBook. Yeah, I mean, I consider that a big success. We can basically charge the same as if we were using this brick, but just without the brick and without a inverter as well. Oh, and I just ran into the harbor master again here, and I mean, we're supposed to splash tomorrow in like 20 hours, and he said they have not started clearing all the sand yet. So yeah, I guess we'll see if we get postponed again, or yeah. Today's the day. It's splash day, but it is pretty stormy outside. And like, I slept here on the boat last night. And of course, all that wind is bringing out a lot of funny noises on the boat. And one of them I have to solve with some duct tape, of course. So like, this door doesn't quite shut tight. The hinge is kind of broken. So it would just be slamming like this all night. And I think when the boat is on land and there's a lot of wind, it makes a lot of funky noises, and it kind of moves and shakes a little bit weird. So it was interesting, but I had a good night's sleep. But to be honest, I am a little bit concerned perhaps if we are actually going to go in the water today. I have heard since 5 a.m. they have been at it outside with the crane digging up sand to make room for us and everyone else. But this storm that's passing through, it's brewing up to be a little bit bigger than expected, I think. So have a look. We are supposed to get in the water at around 1 p.m. and this is what it will look like at 1 p.m. Wind gusts of up to 44 knots. Yeah. Now, I don't even know if the marina will put in boats if the weather is like this. I'm alone here. It's a new boat, so it will be very interesting to kind of maneuver the boat into place. But I think we're just going to take things as they come. Who knows, they might postpone us again. And all of a sudden, everything happened really fast. The harbor master said, "You're up next." It was just a little ahead of schedule, so I had to scramble to try and get the boat ready to splash. Things like remove the backstay, all the lazy jacks, and the bimini enclosure had to go. And next thing I know, the boat is going in the water. Once the boat is in the water, I have to move it to a spot along the dock. A pretty tall challenge for a beginner sailor to do alone in a new boat in 40 knots of wind. But luckily, a guy from the marina and 2 other sailors offered their help. Let's just say I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So firstly, we need to get away from the crane dock, which turned out to be a challenge as we were getting pushed right against it.
Ja, nu får vi stramme den her, og så skal du bare holde bak på stadigvæk. Ja. Mere nu.
Next, time to go alongside the dock where the boat has to stay. I try my best, but I've never maneuvered in this much wind.
Stille og roligt, stille og roligt, stille og roligt. Ja, jeg frigør. Og så lige bak. Så skal du ind imod. Den ned ind imod. Så kan du få den der i land.
And as we get the bow mooring line attached, the stern is just immediately pushed away, so now we're bow straight against the dock. Not great.
Kom her. Og så er det bare giv noget gas. Ja, helt over. Bare lad den køre, bare lad den køre. Ja. Bare lad den køre fremad. Ja.
But with some more clever maneuvers, we get the stern pushed in as well.
Det er altid spændende sådan noget der. Ja.
Holy shit, that was intense. Oh my god. We're in the water. Can barely believe it. That was, I mean, whew, I need some coffee. So this is it, the start of the new adventure. I gotta get the boat ready because tomorrow 2 friends arrive, then we're gonna sail this boat home. It's gonna be an epic trip over a couple of days at least after the storm has passed. So stick around, subscribe to the channel if you wanna follow along on this new sailing journey that we're on with our beautiful new boat.